why is it important for us to practice sprints? Because that's how we move on the tennis court. We have bursts of fast motion, and then we rest, and then we again have to sprint for the next shot. So it's important that we practice this type of motion going forwards and going backwards. A lot of people concentrate on running forwards and forget about running backwards. And running backwards is important because it has to do with safety. The other thing that you need to consider when you're running sprints is that we're not really going to be running any farther than from the baseline to the net in a regular point. So really there isn't a point for you to sprint from one baseline to the other baseline because you're never gonna have to sprint that long. So today we're gonna concentrate on sprinting from the baseline to the service line, sprinting forwards and sprinting backwards. So how do we sprint? Ideally, we wanna start with big steps at first and then little steps towards the end as we're getting closer to your target. So why big steps? In the beginning, we need to get a lot of ground. So we're gonna cover a lot of ground by taking big steps. As you're getting close to your finish line, whether it is the moment where you're gonna hit the ball or the moment where you're gonna change direction, that's what I call the finish line. So ideally, when you're about one big step from your finish line, from your point of transition, that's when you wanna be taking the little steps. So when you finish taking the little steps, your body momentum is gonna be bringing your body forwards. So we wanna make sure that your body comes to a perpendicular position with the ground. So your back is gonna be straight, perpendicular to the ground. When sprinting, you really have to be mindful of your safety. So ideally, you wanna be concentrating on using the balls of your feet, and you wanna be careful letting the heels catch on the ground on the court, because if that happens, you're gonna run the risk of falling backwards. So ideally, you wanna be running on the balls of your feet, forwards and backwards. So when you go backwards, be careful with being flat-footed. So ideally, we wanna be on the balls of your feet, keeping a little bit of distance between your foot and the ground. How often should you do it? That's something that you can answer yourself. How good is your stamina? How good is your speed? So don't force it. Start with one or two, and then maybe do it once a week. And if you feel like you want to do a little bit more, then do a little bit more. But at least we should try to do this once a week. No matter how young or how old we are, you really want to be practicing what you're going to be doing on the tennis court. So I'm going to do a few sprints. Let's see how it goes. Ready? Let's go. So if you're enjoying our videos, please like and subscribe. It really helps our channel grow, and it helps us realize what it is that you guys would like us to talk about.